in the pages of history. There are those whose actions resonate through time, leaving a dark legacy that continues to haunt us. Today, we delve into a story of power, brutality, and the sinister seeds that would ultimately sprout into one of the darkest chapters of human history. In this gripping exploration, we'll uncover the hidden truths behind the rise of a ruler consumed by ambition and the legacy of colonialism that still casts a shadow on our world. But before we descend into the depths of this harrowing tale, be sure to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support means the world to us as we explore the shadows of our past. Our story begins with a man of ambition, King Leopold II of Belgium, a ruler who coveted power and wealth above all else. In 1865, he ascended to the throne and set his sights on building a personal empire. Leopold's insatiable desire led him to a land that's rich in resources, the Congo Free State. Here, he aimed to amass vast wealth through the exploitation of ivory, rubber, and minerals. For Leopold, this venture was a means to achieve unrivaled power and unimaginable riches. As we shall see, his pursuit would come at a devastating cost to the Congolese people. Authorized by the 1885 Berlin Conference, Leopold established the Congo Free State, a domain separate from Belgium, but under his private control. But what was Leopold's method for dominating the Congolese people? He knew that evangelization was a potent weapon. Converting the Congolese to Christianity would make them more subservient, he believed. Missionaries were brought in, and inhumane decrees were enforced, causing untold misery, death, and a dark push for conversion. To extract ivory, rubber, and minerals, Leopold's men viciously used whipping, wounding, enslaving, and even severing body parts, including the most private ones. They routinely resorted to inappropriate sexual behavior against the Congolese people, treating them as if they were mere animals. These atrocities are estimated to have caused the deaths of around 10 million Congolese, nearly half of the population at the time. That can never be forgotten. Amidst this darkness, another disturbing chapter unfolded. Congolese individuals were exhibited in zoos, including the infamous Bronx Zoo in New York. Their suffering and degradation reached unimaginable depths as they were paraded before curious onlookers. This dehumanizing treatment led to protests and a national scandal. People around the world were appalled by this display of racism and cruelty, igniting a global outcry for justice and change. International scandal and outrage finally forced the Belgian government to take over the colony in 1908. But as they say, old habits die hard. After World War I, the League of Nations handed Rwanda and Burundi to Belgium, setting the stage for more suffering. Christian evangelization and the imposition of racial categories divided Rwanda and sowed the seeds of hatred. Genocidal actions lessened, but persecution and forced labor continued. The poison of racism, initiated by Leopold II, still coursed through the veins of the Belgian Congo. Africans were denied education, employment, and opportunities. Mixed-race children were torn from their families and sent to Belgian orphanages. After World War II, as decolonization swept the globe, Belgium clung to its colonies, insisting the Congolese weren't ready for self-rule. The Congolese began their fight for independence, but their revolts were met with brutal suppression by Belgian authorities. Meanwhile, European and American companies moved in, exploiting the Congolese as indentured laborers, extracting valuable resources like rubber, minerals, and precious metals. They used this forced labor to develop roads, railroad tracks, utility stations, and other public facilities in the Belgian Congo. During World War II, the United States was heavily involved in mining uranium in the Congo further benefiting from the nation's resources. The exploitation of the Congolese people and their land continued, with little regard for their well-being or aspirations for self-determination. But this tale doesn't end with the Congo. It stretches to Rwanda. Belgium imposed a caste system, elevating the Tutsis above the Hutus. Religion replaced culture, and tension simmered. The Tutsis, once subordinate agents of Belgian rule, now imposed forced labor and punishments, leading to famines and growing Hutu resentment. Belgium's divisive policies tore at the fabric of Rwandan society, sowing the seeds of future conflicts that would scar the nation. Fast forward to 1994. A dark cloud loomed over Rwanda. Seeds of hatred sown by Belgian policies sprouted into the Rwandan genocide. During those horrifying months, approximately 800,000 people lost their lives in a genocide fueled by ethnic divisions. In pre-colonial Rwanda, there existed distinctions between Hutu and Tutsi, roles that determined societal occupations. Hutu were primarily cattle herders, while Tutsi were predominantly engaged in farming. Belgian colonialists believed that Tutsis were descendants of the Israelite tribe of Ham. Notably, Rwandan royalty was predominantly Tutsi. European colonialists justified these roles with biblical explanations. This same science was used to rationalize slavery and even involved measurements of nose width and calculations of average height to assert Tutsi superiority. Over the course of more than a century, these imported tribal identities became deeply ingrained, giving rise to resentment and animosity. Belgium's involvement during the genocide cannot be overlooked. They supported the Hutu regime, both politically and economically, providing a lifeline to those responsible for the brutal atrocities. As the storm of violence raged in Rwanda, Belgium's response was to evacuate its citizens and personnel, effectively abandoning Rwanda to its horrific fate. To add insult to injury, the international community, including many powerful nations, turned a blind eye to the unfolding genocide, seemingly indifferent to the suffering of the Rwandan people. The lack of timely intervention allowed the genocide to continue unchecked, and it would be years before the world fully acknowledged its collective failure in preventing this tragedy. As the dust settled, Belgium had to confront its colonial past. They formed commissions to address the crimes. Calls for reparations grew louder as the wounds of the past continued to fester. But Belgium has yet to make amends for its historical wrongdoings. The demand for reparations stems from the recognition that Belgium's colonial past has left a lasting legacy of pain and suffering in its former colonies, especially the Democratic Republic of the Congo. While some Belgian leaders have expressed deep regrets and acknowledgement of their nation's historical role, meaningful steps towards reparations have been limited. The issue of reparations remains a complex and contentious one, with questions of what constitutes fair compensation and how to address the enduring effects of colonialism yet to be fully resolved. As the debate continues, the plight of those affected by the legacy of colonialism serves as a stark reminder of the importance of addressing historical injustices and striving for a more equitable future. Today, the Democratic Republic of the Congo still bears the deep scars of Belgian exploitation, a painful legacy that haunts the nation. The Congolese people continue to grapple with the social, economic, and political consequences of a brutal colonial past. They deserve not only recognition of the injustices they endured, but also justice and reparations for the enduring pain and suffering they have also endured. The journey toward justice and reparations is far from over, but it is a path that must be walked to heal the wounds of history and pave the way for a brighter future. As we reflect on this complex and painful history, let us also look to the future with hope, knowing that acknowledging the past is a crucial step toward a more just and equitable world, and take meaningful action. Our journey through this dark chapter in history has been a haunting one, but it's essential to remember that acknowledging the past is the first step toward a brighter future. If you've been captivated by this story, don't forget to like this video, hit that subscribe button, and share your thoughts below. Your support keeps the light shining on the darkest corners of our history.